Let's stop pretending this is just cooperation. Let's call a spade a spade. France is not coming to Nigeria with soldiers. France is not raising a flag. France is not claiming territory. France is coming through systems. This is not old colonialism. This is soft colonization through the back door. Here is the reality. France today is economically strained. High public debt, high taxation at home, low growth, a population already stretched to its limit. There is very little left to extract from within France itself. So the question becomes, where is the next stable, predictable source of revenue influence? Not oil, not land, not minerals alone. People, large populations, digitized populations, populations whose tax systems are being rebuilt. And that is where Nigeria enters the picture. Nigeria is not being viewed as a poor country. Nigeria is being viewed as an under-extracted country, 250 million people, a low tax to GDP ratio, a government under revenue stress, and institutions being modernized. From a fiscal point of view, this is not a problem. It is an opportunity. So the language changes. No one says control. They say technical assistance. No one says oversight. They say capacity building. No one says extraction. They say reform. But systems do not exist in a vacuum. When a country's tax administration is redesigned, data systems are aligned to external standards, revenue collection becomes automated and predictable, that country becomes financially legible, not just to itself, but to external partners and creditors. This is where history matters. Nigeria has been here before. In the 1980s, when Nigeria struggled with debt, creditor nations gathered in Paris under what was called the Paris Club. France did not own Nigeria then, but France helped decide the terms under which Nigeria would breathe. The IMF followed, austerity followed, ordinary people paid the price. That was controlled through debt. Today, the method is quieter. Instead of debt negotiations, we see tax reform, digital infrastructure, external technical partnerships. But the outcome is familiar. Revenue becomes disciplined, spending becomes constrained, and large portions of new revenue flow first toward debt servicing, fiscal stabilization, creditor confidence, not immediately toward farmers, not immediately toward security, not immediately toward welfare.
France is the second biggest country in the EU, and political instability there means political instability for the European Union at a moment where the EU finds itself rather leaderless. President Macron has been extremely distracted with these domestic issues, hasn't really been able to take a leadership role on the European stage. He's largely considered a lame duck for that reason here in Brussels at the moment. And then there's concern about the specific policy issue that prompted this no confidence vote, which is the budget that was attempting to deal with France's debt and deficit. Now, the EU has commanded France to deal with that debt and deficit. Last year, the Commission found France to be in violation of the Union's budget rules. Those rules were set up after the debt crisis involving Greece first 15 years ago. In reality, France had been in violation of those rules for some time. The Commission has taken a very soft approach with France. So the question is, now that it becomes clear that it's very unlikely that France is going to be able to have a politically stable enough government that's able to enact the reforms that need to be done in order to tackle the debt and deficit by 2029, which France has committed to do to the Commission. Will the Commission start to get more tough with France over the next weeks and months? But overall, this is very bad news for the EU, as the second largest country is dealing with political instability and financial turmoil.
This is why people feel squeezed even when governments say reforms are working. This is not about whether Nigerians should pay tax. That question is a distraction. The real question is this: who designs the system that decides how Nigerians live? Because when identity, money, land records, and livelihoods all pass through a single digital gate, freedom becomes conditional. No chains, no whips, no governors, just compliance. This is not a conspiracy. It is a pattern, and it has been used before. In Ireland, in India, in Greece, in Zambia, different countries, same logic. Nigeria is not being invaded. Nigeria is being integrated into a system where discipline matters more than development. And that is why this moment matters, because once these systems harden, they do not loosen easily. Yesterday, debt was the chain. Today, data is the chain. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to support our efforts by clicking the thumbs up button. Share the video with friends and family to help spread awareness, and subscribe to stay updated on future content. It has been a pleasure having you here, and we'll see you in the next video.